I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. That's a site with curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read that will help you find work more quickly. Now, I worked as a professional recruiter for more than 40 years, filled more than 1,200 full-time positions plus consulting assignments. I know the job market pretty well, and I've handled all sorts of tactical situations. Now, one of the people who's a member of JobSearchCoachingHQ.com asked a question that was specific for him, and I'll take it into a more general vein. But he describes how he got it, this interview that's coming up, and what his concern is. And the long and the short of it is he's looking for a job now, noticed that a corporate recruiter had looked at his LinkedIn profile. He'd interviewed with this person 8-9 months ago and sent them a quick note saying, hey, anything I can answer for you? And he gets a quick response back. Yay, good move. So now he's in a situation where he's got a problem to explain. And we're all trained not to appear negative on interviews, right? You don't want to criticize your boss. You don't want to criticize your company. But there is a problem. And doing anything else, is going to make you seem weird. So here's his issue. He works in marketing. And he describes a situation where suddenly he's got to he joined under one set of circumstances, but the firm is having problems in one way or another. Unsure messaging, not real clear about what their vision is. They're doing a lot of tactical firefighting work. So he has no problem dealing with deadlines or handling different messaging, management areas, or improving the firm's brand presence. What he has a problem with is a lot of this seems like firefighting to him. So he has trouble explaining how to explain his marketing footprint doesn't really match what's happening at his firm without really being too critical. Now, again, that's his unique situation, but we've all had stuff happen to us where we have to explain a problem and we don't want to appear critical. So here's what you do. Now, I've said many times that there's theater in interviewing. You're an actor or an actress on the stage putting on a performance. Really, that's what you're doing. You're putting on a performance for an audience. You're a salesperson. You're trying to be convincing. And one of the ways that you do that is with your voice. So so why are you looking for a position? Well, and you seem uncomfortable at the time. I joined the firm with the expectation we'd be doing a lot of planning work, setting out a marketing strategy for the organization. And you talk about a couple of different things that you had the expectation of doing. Marketing is his circumstance, whatever your circumstance is. You start off by saying, this is what my expectation was. As time has progressed, what's happened is we're not really getting to that. What we're really doing primarily is fighting fires. Now, I understand that there are times where you have to do that. There's a crisis you need to respond to. There's a proposal that you need to respond to. I get that. But this is all we're doing. And thus, the impact of what I'm doing is doing a lot of crisis work rather than doing proactive work to promote the organization. That isn't what I really signed up for. So rather than spend the next years of my life in this kind of a role, it just made sense for me to start exploring other options that, again, I expect that we're all going to be dealing with crises, but it's not going to be the steady diet of that. So in explaining it in that way, notice I use descriptive terms that cause people to understand. For example, no one likes to be in firefighting mode all the time, right? No one wants to be in a situation where, they're in crisis mode all the time, right? You're no different than this person. in that regard. So what you're trying to do is change the style of your voice. So in my case, I would normally speak to you like this. My eyes would be lit up. I'd be excited. And then I'd switch into something that's just a little bit different. I might slow my speech down and pause a little bit between phrases. I'd look as though I was really uncomfortable. Notice that deep breath that I took as I slowed down. And this may take a little bit of practice on your part. And you can adapt what I said earlier in ways that fit for your circumstances. But it's not just what you say that's going to matter, it's how you tell the story. And we tend to think of sincerity as not being a fast talking salesman, right? You don't want to be talking this. No, I don't want to work in a place where, and that doesn't sound sincere. But if you slow down, if you pause between phrases, if you look like you're thinking about it and trying to pick the right words, that's going to come across as much more sincere than anything else you might do. So I hope you found this helpful. If you're interested in my help, number one, JobSearchCoachingHQ.com is a site where I've curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read. It's going to help you find work more quickly. Plus, you have access to me and the ability to ask me questions. If you want one-on-one coaching from me, the best way is reaching out to me through LinkedIn. You can connect with me on linkedin.com/IN/the big game hunter. Mention that you saw this video, and once we're connected, reach out to me. We can set up a time to speak about coaching. I provide discounts for my members at JobSearchCoachingHQ.com, and I'll just simply say it's a pleasure to be helping so many folks. I've got over 3,000 videos on YouTube, and the best of my videos, podcasts, articles, all my books and guides to job hunting are available at JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. Hope you have a terrific day. Take care.